Good evening, everybody. Saigancat here. E3 continues. The press conferences continue. I'm here to talk about Ubisoft. I forgot who just went. Ubisoft had what I feel was a pretty decent press conference, minus some awkwardness in the middle. Let's talk about it, though. First of all, Aisha Tyler was presenting again. I adore that woman. She's usually like one of the best parts of the Ubisoft press conferences. All right, first up, South Park and the Fractured Butthole. Butt, B-U-T, hole, W-H-O-L-E. It's a follow-up to the Stick of Truth. They had Matt and Trey there, actually, who said they learned how to make video games at the end of Stick of Truth, so they decided, well, let's do a sequel. And they think that this one's going to be a lot better. I haven't played the Stick of Truth, but I do tend to be a fan of Matt and Trey, so I suspect that the Fractured Butthole is going to be an amusing South Park game, and instead of the previous one, which was more of a fantasy RPG, this one's focused more on like the superhero genre. Next up, they had For Honor, which is a 4v4 large army versus large army melee combat game featuring warriors throughout the ages like knights, Vikings, samurai. This one looks really cool because this one really plays to like my style and my preference of gameplay. One of the problems that I have with a lot of action-y games is that there's no sense of weight. It's the problem that I have with Bayonetta. It's the problem that I have with Devil May Cry. It's the problem that I have with God of War. There's no sense of weight in the actions. But that same sense of weight is what makes things like Monster Hunter and Demon's Souls so appealing to me, because everything you do has a cost. Like a weight cost. You have to wait until you're done swinging. Everything feels so impactful, and that's what the combat in For Honor looks like. It looks extremely impactful. There is a huge focus on defensive play. They had live gameplay. Yay! Not enough companies doing that. It looks so good, guys. Go check out the trailer for For Honor. Next up, they also had The Crew, Wild Run. It's a racing MMO. I understand people like it. Trials Fusion Awesome Level Max. I like the Trials games. I am terrible at the Trials games, but I do like them, and that trailer was fantastic. Go watch the trailer for that. The Division, announced years ago, finally has a release date, March 8th, 2016. They showed some more gameplay. They showed PvP area called the Dark Zone, and it's neat because it's kind of PvPvE. There's live enemies in there as well as other players, and you can kind of work with them and then kind of try and screw each other over. It's a very lawless zone within the game, which is strange considering that the game itself is very lawless. But I imagine that the Dark Zone is actually where it instances in other teams, and it becomes a player versus player centric type thing. You know, it looked good last year. And it looks to be a similar but hopefully more full experience than Destiny. Of course, within more of a post-apocalyptic, close apocalyptic setting, near future. That's what we're going to go with. Anno 2205. It's a city building game that also allows you to make cities on the moon. I don't really play those. Although Zen did gift me a copy of, I think, Cities Skyline? It might have been. He gifted me something. I should probably go redeem it. And I'll probably play it one of these days, too. Because I'm usually pretty good about playing gifts. Like, half the time. Just Dance 2016. This is where things got kind of weird. So, it's not unusual for Ubisoft to talk about Just Dance and then do this whole song and dance number with live performers, etc., etc., etc. And they got out some guy who was just terrible. Like, he had some moves, I guess. I mean, I can't do those things. Terrible, terrible singer. And so Perry and I are sitting there watching it like, this is embarrassing. Who is this guy? He like went out into the audience where Aisha Tyler was sitting and tried to like get her up to dance with him. And she's like, nope. No, don't touch me. And I guess like, I don't know, his song is in like the top 40 charts or something. I don't know what I've been missing. Usually I sometimes hear top 40 music because I spend a lot of time listening to the radio because I live in the 90s and I don't have like a CD player or anything in my car. Never heard of this guy. He was just awful. Aisha Tyler as a presenter tends to be very friendly with everybody who comes on. You know, she gives them a hug. She goes, mwah, mwah, to either side of the cheeks. Very French of her because Ubisoft is a very French company. And she's super friendly with all of them. And when she got on stage with this guy, she had like a good 2 or 3 feet, like her personal bubble, like expanded. She like tucked her hands in like, so that was amusing and just horribly awkward. The cool thing about the Just Dance series is that they're making it so that even if you don't have the camera components to your system, like, you know, the Kinect and the PlayStation Eye and whatever they're calling it these days. It was called the Eye back during the PlayStation 2 days. I don't know if that's still the case. They have a smartphone app that syncs with your console now. So long as you have a smartphone with a camera on it, you can now use that to play Just Dance. And I think that that's really cool technology. I will not be using it. I don't dance. I say that I don't dance. The truth is that I actually do dance like all the time so long as nobody is around. My son has seen me dance once. I did not realize that he had come up behind me, and when I turned around, he was snickering at me and asked, "Dad, what are you doing?" To which I responded, "Go to your room." Rainbow Six Siege. I like the Rainbow Six series. I really do. I actually love a lot of Tom Clancy games. I'm just terrible at them. I'm really terrible at the realistic military shooters. I do have an appreciation for them. I have played Rainbow Six in the past. I've played Ghost Recon in the past, and I'm just terrible at them. The AI in these games is leagues ahead of me. Even the friendly AI. You know how most video games, friendly AI, you spend the entire game screaming at because it's retarded? I am the friendly AI in Tom Clancy games. So I don't even try and play online. So I was kind of disappointed when I saw Rainbow Six Siege last year, and it looked like it was going to be a strictly 5v5 head-to-head Rainbow Six take on like the Counter-Strike model. They have added co-op versus AI as well as solo play versus AI. So I might actually get this one. It does look like a lot of fun. If you're into those shooters at all, it's probably worth checking out. Trackmania Turbo is coming to consoles, along with a randomized track generator. That's pretty cool if you're into arcade racers. I know I am. I've seen Trackmania videos. It's another one that is on my list of things to play as soon as I have time. But it's coming to consoles now, and you can still create your own track and do randomized track generation, and it's super fast and fun, and it's kind of like what would happen if you let a mad scientist play with Hot Wheels tracks. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's Assassin's Creed. We all know what to expect. Hopefully it'll go over better than the last one. What was it called? The one that took place during the French Revolution that was broken forever. Hopefully it goes right this time. And then there was also Ghost Recon Wildlands, which started off with parachuting, so I kind of assumed that it was a Just Cause game, and then I didn't even think about who makes Just Cause. Is Just Cause Ubisoft? I'm not sure anymore. But that one looked pretty cool. It's another squad military pew-pew shooter. It's another one jumping into the sandbox of open world games. And you have multiple ways of achieving your objectives, and that's great. It's another Tom Clancy game that I'll be terrible at. Ubisoft. Bit of a shorter video, I guess. Oh, no, it's 10 minutes. I talked a lot about the awkward Just Dance moment. But, yeah. Aisha Tyler, yay. South Park, yay. For Honor, double yay. The Crew, meh. Trials Fusion, awesome level max. There's 4 thumbs there, just for the trailer alone. The Division, Anno, Just Dance, Rainbow Six Siege. They actually had a pretty good one. I mean, they didn't drop any bombs like the Holo display for Microsoft. I thought that was really good. I'm crazy impressed with the HoloLens, whatever they're calling it. So yeah, they had a pretty good one. Sony is at 7 o'clock tonight, and then that'll be my last video for the day. I will probably not be streaming tonight. I know that normally I stream on Mondays and Tuesday nights. The Monday morning streams for Monster Hunter, those are going to be gone for like at least a month because my son is on vacation. Although it's not going to be a very long summer vacation. The school district here has opted for a year-round school year where instead the kids get like a 2 to 3 week break every quarter instead of taking like 2.5 months off once a year. And hopefully that will address the summer learning loss, is what the educators are calling it. I'm actually kind of a fan of the idea because it's a lot like how other countries do it. It's very Japanese, actually, and those educational systems spend less time. Why am I talking about this? This is supposed to be about E3. Take care, everybody. See you all later tonight.